I know how difficult it can be to find the motivation to study. Finally, when you get to that point where you feel like you are already motivated to study, the problem is now staying in that place where you're studying. So here are a few tips to help you stay focused while studying. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Zara here. If you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you ways that you can stay focused while studying. I have struggled with staying focused myself, and these are a few tips that have helped me in the past, and also some of them are still helping me at the moment. After going around looking for the motivation to study, by the way, I made a previous video on how to get motivated to study. If you have not seen that video, I'm going to leave it up here and also in the description box. After getting this motivation to study, now you're finally sitting down and you're like, okay, I want to study. Here's the first way to stay focused while studying. Be interested in the subject matter. When you develop interest in what you're about to study, you ask certain questions like, why am I studying this? What do I want to know? Why is this important? Basic questions that helps to open your mind and make you more interested in what you're studying about. So the first thing is have a genuine interest in what you're trying to study. Then the next thing is to throw your phone away. Yes, I said it. Throw your phones away. Okay, not literally though, but just keep your phones aside so they don't distract you and they don't pose as a threat. Because I don't know about anybody, but for me, I can just want to check my analytics. I can just want to go on Instagram. I just want to be like, oh, hi, I'm alive here on Instagram. Or I just basically get distracted with something. So there are a few reasons why you may actually need your phone, which you can have an alternative. For me, these are the things I found out. One is to check the meaning of something, that is, open a dictionary or check Google for something. And here is a trick on how you can handle that. Write that thing down. Write it down. Or immediately you check your phone, you drop your phone again. If you know you can't do that, write it down. And once you're done reading, you can always go and check up on that. So the next thing I'm going to say is also going to help you in this part where you may need your phone. So it's using pomodoro timer. Basically, pomodoro timer is a way of studying that helps you be active and passive at the same time. I don't know how to explain this, but I've also done a video on this. I'm going to try and leave all this video in the description box so that if you're interested in it, you can just go and check it out, or just check out my study playlist, which I'm going to leave up here. You're going to see all this video I'm talking about. So pomodoro timer helps you study. Basically, you have an active period and a break time. There is the 25 to 5, that's for 30 minutes. You study for 25 minutes and you rest for 5 minutes. That's for people who have very low attention span. If you have a very low attention span, then you should use the 25-5 method. But personally, I like the 50-10 method, meaning that in an hour, I study for 50 minutes and rest for 10 minutes. At least with that time, the break is longer. I can accomplish much with that break. So during the break, you can do things like check the dictionary, that word you wanted to find out. If it's not so important, vital to what you're studying at that moment, it can make or break your understanding of the subject matter, then just drop your phone and wait till the break time of your Pomodoro to check your phone. So the first one is to have interest in what you're studying. The second one is to throw your phone away. The third one is to use Pomodoro timer. And the fourth one is to plan. I have not arranged any of this in any order, so anyone can come before the other. So the fourth one is to plan. What do I mean by plan? Have a schedule, I don't know. Have a plan, have a list of things that you have to do that day and have to accomplish. Also set your study time. I mean, if you want to study for 3 hours that day and you want your 3 hours to be from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the evenings, then set that down and fix every other thing that you have to do that day within the time frame that is remaining, the 24 hours. This is what I try to tell myself. I should be found reading. Then if I have time, or if I'm bored of reading, then I can do any other thing, because it's very easy to forget. I'm like, oh, I'm a human being first, so I'm a student. Yes, you're a human being first for you're a student, but at this moment you're also a student. You're a human being and a student. So I found myself drifting apart a certain time where I was doing every other thing. Then when I had time and I had space, I would study. And that is not a good mindset to come. That's not a good mindset to come with when you are a student and when you want to study, because you actually end up not doing anything. You will just keep on doing nothing. So I told myself that I am first a student and I should be reading first. Then if I have spare time or a free time, I should do every other thing. Do you understand what I mean? So planning is very, very important. So plan your reading timetable. Then every other thing you have to do that day, fix it into the remaining hours of that day. Okay? Now, why is this important? Because there are some unnecessary things that may come up that you would need to trash or forgo because you have to study. Now, here's the problem. You have to be able to know what is unnecessary and what is necessary. That is up to you. The truth is when you're studying that you will remember that I've not called my great grandmother in the village. I've not I've not gone to the supermarket to buy foodstuff. I've not baited my baby dog. I have not climbed the roof. That is when you're going to remembering all the things in that day that you have not accomplished, even the things that you forgot to write in your plan. Now, here's a trick on how to solve that. Get a sticky note, get a paper, get a rough book, whatever it is. Anything or any activity that comes into your head that you're supposed to do, write that down. Do not stand up from that seat. Someone once told me that there is a lot of discipline in sitting down behind a desk to study. It takes a lot of discipline. So you have to discipline yourself. It's not going to be easy at first. It's something you have to get used to as times go on. So it takes a lot of discipline to sit down. So write those things that are distractions at that moment, because at that moment, no matter how important they are distraction, except it is life or death. That is the only time you should stand up. For example, you forgot to turn off the gas, or you're cooking and reading at the same time, and it might cause some, harmful events or accidents to happen. So you obviously have to get up from that seat. But if it's not life and death, no, you have to be disciplined and you have to sit down and that's it. So write them down. You can either decide to do them during the break of the pomodoro if they are not time consuming tasks, or do them when you're done with your study session. I would advise that you do them when you're done with your study session, because no matter how much we think that some activities are not time consuming, they can be time consuming at the end of the day. So just do it when you're done with your study session. The next one I would say is know your study style. Know how you study best. For example, there's some people that like music to study, there's some people that don't like music to study, there's some people that are both. Me personally, I am both. Sometimes I like music. If I'm in a noisy place and I really, really, really have to study, I turn on music. And sometimes I'm like, I want silence, absolute silence to study, because I need to hear my thoughts. Do you understand? So I am both, depending on the time and the day and the month and the year. I am both. Now, for people that like to use music to study, this is another way to help yourself. Follow Study With Me videos. There are people on YouTube who have dedicated their channel to putting out Study With Me videos. Example is Study MD. He used to be MD Prospect. Now he's Study MD because he's now a doctor, no longer in Prospect. Okay, so you can watch his video. He has 3 hour long, he has 2 hours long, he has an hour long. There's one I saw recently, 8,000 and something hours long. So even if you want to study for 20 days non-stop, it's available for you. Even if you want to study for 100 days non-stop, there are videos dedicated to that for you. So follow Study With Me, and most of these Study With Me videos have music in them. So if you like to use music to study, depending on your genre of music that you like, most of the music are usually jazz, lofi, soothing sounds that will encourage brain motions, brain wave, brain something sha. So yeah, and also it helps encourage you because it feels like you're studying with someone. I don't know about anybody, you know how in secondary school during prep days you come into this classroom and you see everybody studying, there's one person that is really studying, other people are having like a mini group discussion. There's just a lot of motivation to keep studying back then in secondary school. So that's like a good way to form like a prep group or a study group. Just follow people Study With Me videos. There are other, just search for Study With Me videos. You see a lot. Real-time Study With Me, not short ones like the one I do here on YouTube, but real-time Study With Me videos that you can use and that will encourage you to keep on going when you see the person still reading. Okay, so these are a few ways that can help you stay focused while studying. And out of all these ways, the most important thing is that you, my dear viewer, you, my lovely people, you have to want to study. You have to want to stay focused, because if you're like, okay, we have to study because of exams, or you have to study because of this, and you're just drifting apart, you're interested in the subject matter, but a lot is going on in your head, and like at the moment you don't even care, all these things will not help you. But as I said, you have to have the right mindset. You have to want to study. You have to want to understand the subject matter. That's why I made that the first point. Okay? So, with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not to confuse you that it is possible. I feel like I've been looking here since. That it is possible to stay focused while studying. And I hope as you use these tips, you get encouraged and you get disciplined the more, and you study for longer hours effectively. The effectiveness of the study is not in the number of hours spent studying, but rather in the activity. You get what I mean, Sha? You get my point. Anyway, so this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoy. I hope this video was impactful. Knowledge impacting, I'll see you guys in my next one. If there's any video you would like to see from me, don't forget to leave it in the comment section. If you have not subscribed to the video and you were waiting to the end of this video to subscribe, well, this is the end of the video. Please subscribe, like this video, and leave your comments below. I'll see you guys in my next one. I love you as always. Bye.